Hi, my name is Jess, and I'm going to read a poem that I wrote, inspired by the It Gets Better project. It gets better when? It gets better when your mother stops whispering in your ear. You'll never be accepted. You'll just go to hell. When the priest at the pulpit stops talking and starts listening. When the confessions are communal reciprocations rather than the drivel of hierarchy, when insubordination is no longer necessary because we are more than a manifestation of a warrior psyche. When we catch up on our role as human animal rather than fighting blindly against role changing. A mother cannot become a father, cannot be a lover, cannot love another mother. A daughter cannot stand up to her brother, has to bow down to her father, should never walk on her own, cannot be alone. It gets better when your father starts shouting at the bully within instead of being the bully, turning a debate into violence. When parent and teacher see one another in the mirror and know the power of their hate and their love. When our minds are set on peaceful cohabitance rather than on how to spin information to fit our underlying fears and repulsions, when friendship isn't merely assimilation. A girl cannot shave her head and grow her leg hair long, cannot speak about the beauty of another girl without having it passed around a cafeteria of laughter. The cafeteria cannot read her words in silence, has to create an echo for the sake of self-preservation, cannot linger between madness and silence. It gets better when your grandfather can look you in the eye after you tell him you're a lesbian, instead of pacing around the hot family room and shaking his head in anxiety, when your grandmother doesn't try to bribe you to have sex with a guy because she thinks it will change your chosen orientation, when your sister is no longer embarrassed by your pride and does not shush you if you say the word lesbian so that others can hear it. When your brother calls himself a fag to take back the word that has been used to disempower, when your family walks with you at a march, when the world stops blaming the victim for its own intolerance, a shield of connected hands crossing the chests of the grassroots people, the music of the oppressed, ringing in the ears of the universe. It gets better when you start being strategic, when you look ahead and let your hope for tomorrow, however it may look, get you through the darkest of nights, when you come up with a plan to make yourself sustainable and stick with it even when a million mouths tell you you're trash. When you get up every day and tell yourself, I deserve respect. I deserve to be treated fairly. And when you pat yourself on the back every time you survive in spite of the displaced self-hatred, the rampant generational helter-skelter inside the rotting heartland of a nation of aboriginals, immigrants, and colonialists. It gets so much better when you're financially independent, when you're on your own and able to choose with whom and how to spend your time. When you can choose to be with or be alone. When you can find someone who loves you and understands that acceptance is not simply something requested by the queer community. It's fundamental to all healthy relationships. It'll never be perfect, but it will be a whole lot better when you can step back from the emotion and take apart the words and actions that formerly wounded you. It gets better. It gets better. And your children will look to you to hear the same words. They might see you more clearly, perhaps, than you are now able to see yourself. See yourself. See yourself through. And it's sure to get better. When you muster up the courage to face your greatest fear, the power that you think others have over you will vanish. You will disempower the disabling fear when you imagine the worst that can happen. Face it, speak it, bring it out of the shadows, bake it in direct sunlight, mold it into something new. something made by you, something to show others who have never in their lives heard anyone say, "What didn't kill me made me stronger." Thank you.